Okay, I don't have a whole lot of time here as my wife and I are getting ready to go on a trip. I'm not going to say what kind of trip it is. It's a very, very sad reason for a trip, but I wanted to have a good, happy reason for the video. So this video is going to be about super abilities or weird, strange quirks that people have. I'm going to show you one that I can do. I take my ring off to do this, and I hope you're not freaked out, but does this, if any of you are old enough, does this remind you of an episode of Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, where Bugs Bunny ties his fingers around a tree? Yeah, I can twist and tie my fingers together. I tend to do that a lot. I've been doing it ever since I was little. I also crack my fingers a lot, as you probably heard. Other quirky abilities I have, although, as I've already said, I'm not good with words, I'm very, very good with math. The way I describe it is that I can do math like you breathe. Just numbers just appear in my head when I do math calculations. Here's a good example. I figured out about how much I walk each night at where I work. Because I'm a person we're called a relief operator. I walk the floor and I take care of machines and operators and get them the things they need, boxes, dividers, what have you. So I figured it out this way. I walk about 2 steps a second. I timed it out in my head, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. I think about 2 steps a second. So that's 120 steps in a minute. That's 7,200 per hour. So how much walking do I do? Well, I figure we get a 10-minute break, then a 20-minute lunch, then a 10-minute break throughout the course of the night. So that's about 40 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes that I'm spending on my butt resting. I'm also giving breaks to operators. So that varies how much time I'm on my feet, depending on the machine itself. But that's 7,200, I figure, times 6.5, 7 hours. That's almost 50,000 steps. I figure 40 to 45,000 steps, just to be on the low end. So, how far is that? Well, my footfall length, the length of between my back foot and one back foot and the other back foot during my walk, is about 1.5 feet. So, 40,000 to 45,000 steps is about 60,000 to 67,500 feet. So how long is a mile? 5,280 feet. What's that divided by 5,280? That's a little over 12 miles. Yeah, 12 miles in a given day. That's 60 miles in an entire week of just working. That does take a toll on my joints, but that's how I do math. I just think it in my head. I've had people tell my twin brother, how can you do that? People getting on a calculator and he just does it before they're done typing it. And they sit there, they stare at him, they stare at me confusingly, like, how did you do that? I've always been good at math. I've also been told that I have very fast eyes. Like when I'm playing a game, I can keep up with action that most people would be just a blur to them. I've always liked that because that makes me a very good gamer because I can keep up with the action. I can always find what I'm looking for. It's like I can filter out the world around me and focus entirely on what's in front of me. Sorry, my glasses looked like they had something on them. I'm certain you all have abilities of your own, unique little quirks that make you different, that don't make you just like everyone else. I mean, that's a bigger problem with me because I have a twin brother. People always getting him and I confused when we were little. A cousin of mine that I speak to, he for years thought that we were the same person, or just would think, oh, you're Matthew. No, you're Patrick. And I constantly have to remind him, yes, I'm Patrick. I'm not him. That is a problem, but that also makes it hard to separate ourselves so that we're not like each other, so that we have differences, and these are proofs that we have differences. I'm the only one I know of that twists my fingers like that. Even when it comes to Matthew, One time I was playing a game that it was not a very good game because it had very narrow width of view. So you kind of had a narrow look. So I'm constantly having to aim the camera back and forth in order to see what's probably around me. He actually grabbed the controller and put it down, paused the game, put it down, and said, "I can't watch you, Patrick. You're hurting my eyes doing that." And he was a gamer just like I am, and yet he couldn't keep up. So that told me that I have very fast eyes. I always want to take a test to see how fast my vision is, how quickly I'm able to recognize objects or tell you what the picture's about. I think that'd be very, very neat to find out just how quickly I can spot the world, spot things, observe the world around me. I think that's a very neat thing. Yeah, lots of people just have their own unique little quirks that make them human. That's what this video is about. Those quirks, those are a few of mine. And, well, that's not all so far. Now, going on to Jack with his question to the group. How useful are we as a vlog team in one or two situations? He suggested zombie apocalypse or just when it comes to this group, our vlogging experience. One, I don't like the fact that he said that he would be the guy you'd leave behind as a bait to keep the zombies off you, because that's kind of cheap. But that reminded me of something. If you can hear that, my wife is taking a shower. That reminded me of something. When animal handlers, like predatory animals, they tell you you don't have to be faster than everyone to escape a predator. You just have to be faster than one person, because eventually there's going to be the slowest person in the group. And the predators aren't going to chase after you when there's someone they already have in their grasp. They're going to take him down and leave you alone. So that's a very cold way of looking at it. But I would rather you not do that, Jack, because as I mentioned before, my knees are bad and I can't run. So if we get caught, you're going to be leaving me behind, because I'll just fall to the ground in pain and then be eaten. But in zombie apocalypse, I'm a perfectionist. I gotta have things exactly the right way. But as a perfectionist, I also have been watching Survivor Man, and I would want that looks like a really neat way to survive, using nature to help you. There are a lot of herbal remedies. I know a few of them myself. I know that ginger, the ginger root is good for stomach upsets. It's either in tea or in the way that I usually drink it is a soda. Canada Dry Ginger Ale. If you get a burn, you also can put honey on it. Not joking, the ancient Egyptians used this. It seals in whatever moisture is left in your skin. And that's one of the best ways to heal a burn. Because if you burn your skin, all the water evaporates out. You need to keep whatever moisture is in there to help speed up healing. So you spread honey on the wound. Honey, it doesn't have bacteria growing in it. I mean, honey found in ancient tombs from the age of the Egyptians is still good to eat. So honey is safe to be putting in your skin. You wrap it up, and it'll help heal your wounds. For any headaches, you could have caffeine. That is a method of dealing with a headache. You could also try hot or cold compresses. So how would you get cold in a survival situation? Well, running water. The Romans knew that running water through their many, many, many fountains through the city of Rome cooled the air around them, because the water absorbed and dissipated, or at least just absorbed the heat of the air around them. But it takes longer for land, for hard bodies to heat up and cool down than water. Water can flow real easily. So that's why water always seems cold. Just take a cloth, put it in a flowing river or creek, and there you have a cold pack. And it's easy to make hot packs with fire, right? So how do you get fire? I always thought I have very thick lenses, as you can see. What if my lenses could be used as a magnifying glass to create a fire? Possible. Lenses reflect light, but not in that way. I don't know. Just a lot of different things to think about. Plus my ability with math. I'm a very cool-headed person, and also I try to be funny whenever I can. So the levity of humor, what knowledge I have, that's how it would be useful in a zombie situation. In a vlog group, I think I would fill the role of the comedian, the goofy, wacky person that just is really bizarre and weird. Because I love being weird. I love being different than people around me. I love knowing that I'm not a part of some zombie army that we live in today. I don't have a smartphone, mostly because I can't afford it. But even if I could, I wouldn't want. I have no need for a smartphone. I had little need to go on Facebook. Only since the start of this group had I started using Facebook. I don't have a Twitter account. I don't do Instagram. I don't care for any of those things. Kind of old-fashioned in that way. But I am an intelligent, down-to-earth, and funny person because I believe laughter is a powerful thing. So, in both types of situations, zombie or regular vlogging, I would be the goofy, happy, intelligent person. Of course, not that none of you are intelligent, but I'm smarter in ways that others aren't. That's about it. It's going on long. And, well, goodbye. Have a nice day.